Scorpio, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading that is Celtic Cross. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Like always with Celtic Cross, take what resonates, leave it as not, and do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate. And I know that's frustrating, but it's also normal. So if that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Additionally, if a second energy pops up on your board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit at that point. Okay? Right. Show me Scorpio, please. Amber, 311. It's a great song. I'm familiar with it. Yeah. In fact, I used to have that set way back when to my morning alarm. It's a great song to wake up to. The opening strum, beautiful. But right now, I heard it out of left field. So, Amber 311 for some of you might be confirmation. I don't know. Okay, the Emperor, first card down, crossing 4 of Pentacles. Oh, he's being stubborn. Crowning the Star. Oh, okay. It's kind of like saying, yes, I'm being stubborn. It's for a reason. Okay. The past, Ace of Swords. Exiting the world. Oh, yeah. Before you, 10 of Wands. I'm glad you know. Strengths, the King of Cups. Strengths is in your environment. Yup. Death and the hopes and fears. Temperance is the outcome. Yeah. You're not ready to let this go. You don't want to. You're saying it's too important to you. Now, you are showing me, let's be clear, stubborn. A lot of it is stubborn. The Emperor, 4 of Pentacles. Like, you will not be argued with. Like, this is mine. Mine. And to be fair, you do see it as yours. You're like, I'm in charge of it. Okay, I'm in charge of it. So the Emperor is like, I have a certain role here. I have a certain responsibility. So if I opened up to it, it's because I logically chose it and chose the responsibilities. It means a lot to me. Okay, so excuse me. I don't just want to part ways with it. So whatever this is it means a lot to you, like a lot. You consider it a point of pride, a point of authority. You're showing me everything that lines up to discipline, strength of mind, strength of will, strength of discipline, and a certain assumption for the responsibility here, 10 of Wands. And you're saying it all goes back to your star. This is your dream. This is your vision. It may not be what other people do, but it's what you're doing. And you're not really in the business of what other people are doing. You're in the business of what you're doing. And it's very commanding. It's very non-negotiable. It's very stubborn. So you must have some Aries / Leo in your chart. Oh, lest we forget Aquarius. Sag, and then there's you. We have enough energy in here. Strong. I got it. So yeah, the star's at your crown. You're still reaching for this. There came a point in time, though, where I did see you choosing this in the past. This is my truth. I don't expect you to understand it, or you. This is my vision. I chose it. I put my mind towards it. Done. There was a time, though, where you got this close to cycling it out. It's like, I'm going to close this fucking thing. You got that close. And then I tell you that stubbornness kicked in and said, right, and then you blasted the door off the hinges. It's like, there is no door. There is no door. There is no theory. I have one door closes, another opens. It's like, fuck opening another door. I don't want to open another door. We're gonna keep this one open. I'm not done with it. So, do you understand? Have I completely captured the essence of the stubbornness of the Scorpio I'm looking at today? You said there is no door. You took it off the hinges. You blew it up. I don't know, but the door's gone. He was like, no, I'm not closing this out. You understand? I'm not doing it. So here you are showing me authority and the assumption of responsibility with the 10 of Wands. I hope you understand that. You got this close to closing it out. You didn't. You have your reasons. Okay, I honor your reasons. Aside from stubbornness, you're saying this means a lot to you. You already figured that out. If you had shown me anything less than the combination of the Ace of Swords and the Star, I might have been like, Scorpio, honey, we need to have a talk. Okay, maybe you should let this go. That's what that would have taken, that direction. But because you're showing me I made the decision I made, and I'm willing to assume the responsibility, let me do what I want to do to be happy. And King of Cups and your strengths, you know where all that comes from is that emotional stubbornness in us, because we're so freaking emotionally loyal. We get so anchored to everything, including our own vision. Okay, so you're showing me the classic strengths. This is who we are. Okay, you're a big feeler, and you cover it up with strength and discipline and stubbornness and things like that, and force of will and force of mind. But underneath all that is a very strong, proud heartbeat. Okay. It's like I wouldn't be showing this much conviction unless I loved it the way I love myself. But I want people to see that. This is what they need to see. I'm a badass. Okay. But yeah, underneath that is a very strong, proud heart. And then strength is in your environment. I have to be strong in your environment. I bet. Because whatever that vision is, I don't know if it's giving you hell, but you're reaching for it. You're reaching for it. Okay, death, hopes and fears. Hope I made the right choice there. I could have cycled this out. Shit. But I think, you personally, you're our power card. That is us. So we have a couple, obviously. This would be our court card. And that's the power card is death, hopes, and fears. I hope I made the right decision. I could have cycled this out. But I guess we're transforming. I hope it was the right call. I hope it was the right call, Scorpio. Outcome is temperance time. Patience. I'm not telling you to wait. I'm not telling you to have patience if you don't want to be patient. I'm saying the outcome here that I have seen for you today suggests temperance. Whatever this is isn't easy. It looks like you are absolutely the definition of I'm reaching something higher than me. So, discipline, strength of mind, strength of will, all the other elements are falling into place. Whatever this is, time will tell. That's it. That's all I know. So let's start clarifying. Okay. The Emperor. Stress, Nine of Swords, Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, and keeping the energy alive. And I will tell my anxious thoughts to shut up. Okay. It's a little forceful there. But I tell you what, your energy's real on that one. You really believe in this. It inspires you. That's a lot of inspiration there. You're open to inspiration. You're open to hope, lights of path, vitality. It's not some shiny new toy to you. Whatever this is, it doesn't have your temporary fixation. It doesn't have your temporary vision, your temporary sight. It has your long-term sight. So whatever this is, it fires you up. It fired you up since yesterday, and it fires you up today. You're like, it stresses me out. It really does. And yet somehow I still have energy for this. So, okay. You didn't tell me too much. Other than the fact that your strength of will is backing it. And if anything, how you feel about this, the inspiration specifically, hope, creativity, passion. It's like, if anything, it's just made you more stubborn. So, again, you're showing me such strength of will around choice, and this is what I choose, and I'm going to back up my choice. So, it's like nothing here is going to put you off, and that's fine, you know? Ain't nothing going to break my stride. Ain't nothing going to slow me down. Got to keep it moving. Like that. Okay. Four of Pentacles crossing. You know, there it is. Holding on to it and being aware of it. You struggle with it. You be real talk. That's what all this is because sometimes you struggle to hold on to this. Maybe you should let it go. You had that discussion with yourself. Okay. Yeah, you've addressed it many times. But like I said, and you've been holding on to this for a while. I don't know how long. But you're saying you're open to it then, you're still open to it now. That hasn't changed. Now, there is realistic form and function around this that makes it incredibly difficult. Knight of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. That's an interesting argument. It's fair, but it's interesting. The reason you held on to this is because you say when you do get to take action towards it, sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's fast. You don't always get to enjoy it the way you want. But Queen of Pentacles, you still say, you insist it's good for you. So that there is a certain disjointedness around the connectivity of this. It's not very frequent. And when you do get to connect to this goal, whatever it is, you're saying it's not a lot, and sometimes it's slapdash, but it still feeds you in some way. Queen of Pentacles, it still nurtures you. I don't disagree with it because it does line up in some way to quality, even if it's not to the depth that you care for. Okay? Sometimes it's fast. How you bring this together sometimes is very fast, and it's not a lot. But when you do, it brings out something good in you. It's a good quality. It anchors you, makes you feel stable. It's like you're doing something just for you. You made that very clear. You made that very clear. What you're reaching for, it may not be what others would do, but it's what you would do for you. And I think that's a good point. That's really a good point. This is something that you would do for you. Okay? It doesn't look like much. And you don't get to do it often. But you're saying you still like it. It feels good to you. It nourishes you in some way. I don't know. It gives you a certain lightness, doesn't it? When you take away the heaviness, when you do build into this, it feels light, easy to connect to. But yeah, I think you've tried to let this go many times. But then you find the energy for it again, and it kind of reinforces you again. And says, no, this still empowers me. This still lights me up. Drives me crazy because it's not easy. You're right. Reaching for the star never is. Not in my book. That's the difference between the star and the sun comparatively, is that the star tends to be a long-term reaching goal, the highest point of desires. A lot of people just wish for the star, and that's where they stop. Because when they realize the work you have to put into it to achieve it requires more than just wishing. So a lot of people stop right there. And there's other people who are like, no, I'll make tangible inroads. It's complicated. You see it as being very complicated, time-consuming. But you say, it still feeds me. It still feeds me. When I connect to it, it still feeds me. The star. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. There's that truth. Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. Oh, good, you have support. To be clear, I don't think you're showing me a far-reaching goal over a love connection. No, it shouldn't be that hard. No, this better not be a love connection I'm looking at. Nothing should be this difficult for a love connection, ever. No. This is someone who is showing support to you. Someone who backs up your mind. Okay, so this is something that you have thought about many times, and you have run your thoughts by this person, Two of Cups. So you're being supported in some way. Someone supports you in some way. They want to see your vision come true as much as you do, but it's in support of you. Okay? They're not doing the work for you, but it's in support of you. They support your mind, they support your thinking, they support your investment, and it's done so from a good heart space. So I have someone here who is invested, if nothing else, seeing you succeed, and they really mean it. It's from the heart. So I don't know if this person shares your environment. I don't know if they're a friend. I don't know if they share your bed. I don't know. But I do know that this is someone whom you've shared your vision with, and they see the truth in it, and they support you. And that's lovely, okay? Ace of Swords. No, you better not be working this hard for a love connection, honey. Nothing should be that difficult. Oh my God, no. No. No, this is not that. This is someone whom you know. Their heart space is familiar with yours. And they support you in some way. Your vision. They want to see you succeed. But goodness me, you have such a clear mind. Very strong, very smart cookie, some of you are. Very intelligent. Yeah, I'm aware my voice is drying up on me. I might have to take a sip of water. Okay. So I'm saying, it's been with you in the past and it's with you in present day. And I know you thought about dropping it many times over and you didn't. Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Star. See this? See, thank you. Thank you. Excellent. This is what I'm talking about. I love when people show me consistent energies. This is the person whom you talk to, whom you share your vision with. Oh. Oh. And they've been, oh my gosh. Yeah, they're so nice. In fact, they were there when you created it. That's great. Oh, that's beautiful. Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Star. They were there when this was born. Oh my gosh, they've seen you. They've seen you, how you developed your thoughts over this over time. Oh wow, isn't this so unique? Oh, this is such a unique feature. I love unique features in readings because it gives us such a strong impression of true resonation and just kind of like the power of tarot. So this is great. I know that when it gets very, very specific and it actually put people off because they're like, I don't get it. It's not me. I don't get this. Okay, that means it's not your reading, and I understand that's frustrating. But I really love it when tarot sometimes can get so deeply into the energies. They're so strong that people can really, oh my God, that's me. What? How did you know? And that can be the power of tarot, even in collective readings, even online. You can have moments like this that are invaluable. They're so precious. This person was here when your star was conceived. They saw it. They bore witness to it. They shaped it. They influenced it. Hell, they might have been the fucking muse. Okay, I'm past 10 minutes. They might have been the fucking muse to that star. They might have inspired it. I don't know. But it's so strong. It's so deeply connected. So here we have, it's at your crown, your star, your working vision, one that you've tried to talk yourself out of many times. Let it go, Scorpio. Just let it go. It's too complicated. Damn it, I still like doing it. That's all you showed me, is that you still like doing it. And then I have someone here who very politely in that crown shares your vision, or they support you. They want to see you succeed. Okay. And here's the background story. They've been with you since the inception of that idea. Look at that. Look at that. They've seen it. They've seen how your mind has grown around this over time, and they see the vision. They've always supported it. This person's always supported it, and they were there when it was conceived. Isn't that wonderful? It's some sort of relationship. I don't know. These two plus the Four of Wands, roughly speaking, it's a very deeply spiritual connection, if nothing else. So I don't know how it looks in the 3D. I honestly don't know. But it shows up for you emotionally and spiritually, and it's a very strong essence. And I have to insist, they were there. It's like the ground zero of ideas. It almost looks like a muse. I saw the flame, but that's how you personally relate to your own idea. Okay? But yeah, okay, so let's see. Other than the stress of this goal, the world is ebbing away. So like I said, you got really close to letting this alone, cycling it out, or just letting go of it. I tell you, I understand personally with my writing. I'll let you know that I resonate with that piece. It's like I don't always have the time for it, but when I connect to it, that's what it feels like. I'm not always able to give it my fullest attention, but when I do, I find it personally very pleasurable. And I'm glad that I still bring it together. So people often say, oh my God, what's it like to resonate with every Scorpio reading? Who says I do? Or I don't know. Did you not hear the opening over the years? Take it resonates, leave it does not. No. But when I do, I like to share as it's appropriate. That way people get the idea sometimes of what it might look like for themselves. Okay? So, I hope that helped you. All right. The world is on the exit. Like I said, you had a point where you're so close to just letting this go. You considered it. You considered it. 7 of Cups. You were open to letting this go. And you even talked about it, 9 of Cups. It's like, look, I love this, but it is hard to keep myself open to it. And that was the thinking. That was the dialogue you realistically shared with somebody at some point. I'm assuming this person who shares the vision or was there since its inception might have even been part of the creative process. But there it is. That was a realistic dialogue you had with somebody. It's really hard to keep doing this as much as I love it. And that's what it is. You got really close to letting that go. And I tell you what, sometimes it's just the smallest of things. When you do find the time for it, it means the world to you, at least to you. You find comfort in it. And it gives you some quality time with yourself, too. But I tell you, these huge goals, sometimes it just takes the smallest steps. Okay? You'll get there. I don't even know what it is, except you see it as an absolute truth for you. A very strong truth, vision. And someone was there when you created it. I'm telling you, that is so weirdly intimate, looking at it, but beautifully intimate. The flame, the muse, something. Anyway, 10 of Wands, and there's the responsibility, realistically, of reaching for this, making time for it. Excuse me, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah. It's sometimes really low. It's not always a lot, but every time you do, you're glad that you did. But man, there's a heaviness there. Real talk with the Emperor. 10 of Wands, like I say all the time. Ideally, it's the stress, the hardship, or the burden of your choosing. Which is true. We have to assume some level of hardship when we enter anything contractually, be it a relationship or a job or career or a goal. Clearly your goal is of some meaning and importance and significance to you. But with it comes a great deal of responsibility. You know what doesn't waver? Is your positive energy towards it. Okay? It's just, you don't get to experience it that often. And it doesn't get your full focus. I'm at that point now. Excuse me. I need to take a sip of water. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and have to edit that portion out because even though it's just a sip of water, which I know drives people crazy as it is, oh my goodness, we had a big old hacking cough on top of it. I'll tell you what, we are definitely in our late summer dry air time. Yes. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's hard. And it doesn't always get your full focus. But when you do, you're open to it. Okay? You have obviously more than this attached to you in terms of responsibility. In other words, obviously, if you could show this more time, you would. Okay? So for some of you, what might this look like? Let's say you're a parent or you have a full-time job or whatever, and you want to go back to school. You want to finish that degree. Okay? Or start it. Maybe you never started it. Some of you never finished it. And you have to go to school at nights or on the weekends, and it requires personal sacrifice. And there's times when you feel great about it, and there's other times you're like, I can't keep doing this. Why don't I just let this go? Because for some reason you can't, or you won't, or in some way you sense you're not supposed to. That it's going to take you somewhere. It's going to lead to something. For others of you, let's say you started out in one career field, and you hope one day to completely change that. But that means sacrificing your time for a free internship or something where you're getting experience but not pay. And again, you really have to have love of the thing to do that. I see you trying to carve out a precious amount of time for something that is equally precious to you. Okay? And I have someone here who supports you dearly, very much wants to see you succeed. And it's beautiful. Okay, but there it is. And that Page of Swords isn't some loose eye on you. It's you. Your mind isn't always on this. And that's part of the hardship. It's finding the space for it. And when you do, you come alive. Okay? You deployed 3 nights in your reading. Yeah, I see you busy. Okay. King of Cups is in your strengths. You got big heart. You covered up with a lot of, but a lot of, outward show, strength of will. Look how tough I am. My armor's 3 inches thick, right? But I got you. On the inside, you're a big squishy squish. That King of Cups, All right. And you consider it a strength, to embrace your emotions, and I agree with you. That's the whole thing about the King, Queen of Cups, is that they're embracing of who they are and what they feel towards themselves and others. Eight of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. You say it's like I can't abandon who I am, and you consider that to be a strength. Very good. And you're also willing to talk about this. You're not always available. You made that clear. You're not always emotionally available, but you know that about yourself too, and that's also a strength. You're not always available to everything, everywhere, all the time. You just can't be, but generally try to keep yourself open to love. You know these things about yourself. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, you're a very clear communicator. I'm not always available, and I can come across as detached. Okay, I have a lot to do, but when I love from my heart. Okay, I think you sometimes give off this attitude that you're distant or that you're shut off. It's like, that's not who I am. It's just kind of what I look like by proxy. Okay, the thing is, you know about it. That doesn't surprise you. It's in your strength. You know this, and you consider it a strength. Sometimes it's an advantage to look like you just can't be bothered or touched or something like that, or that you can't be influenced. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, it's important for you to be seen as someone who is independent and capable, and so that means you can't always appear to be available to others, and that's true. So long as you know you, that's what matters, okay? Your King of Cups. At the end of the day, you know who you are. You're someone who loves from your whole heart, but that doesn't mean you should walk around the world looking like that. Okay. I actually get that. Not many people would. All right. Strengths. It's like, yes, I'm emotional, but I don't want to look emotional. I'd get eaten alive. I think that's fair. I do. Just know who you are. You are someone who gets deeply impacted. You just don't want to look like that. I understand. Strengths is in your environment. And also, P.S., if you need to detach, you need to detach. Okay. All right. Strengths is your environment. What's going on there? Six of Swords. The World, the Wheel of Fortune. See, look at that world. I'm moving away from that. Oh, man. Gosh, this is coming across as a major kind of moment in your life that nobody else would know except maybe you and whomever that is. That world, I told you it was fading away. That cycle. Six of Swords, the World, the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like saying, I knew this was going to come up. I knew this was going to come up, where I had the opportunity to walk away, let this go, and I chose not to. I chose strength instead. So you're saying, I know I made my life that much harder. So here you have, again, the assumption of responsibility. And there's something about it. It's like, yeah, I made my life that much harder. I have to exert that much more discipline. I have to be that much stronger, but I chose to not engage with that cycle. I chose to not close this out. And it's like, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I had a feeling this was going to come up. I had a feeling that universe or whatever was going to call me out on my bluff and say, hey, are you dropping this or not? You've talked about it. You've talked about it. I see where you talked about it. And you made a choice not to. So the universe kind of called you out, but it's good though. I'm glad you got called out on it. I'm glad it came back to you. This is good. It's like, Scorpio, deal with this. Make a decision on this cycle. And I'll tell you why. That's going to come up later in your future. Maybe not in this reading today, but in your actual future, this decision where you could have left this alone and closed it out, but you chose not to, is going to come back to you. Again. Yeah. Maybe that means you reached your goal. Maybe you'll see the fruits of your labor. You know. But good on you. Six of Swords, the World. The point is that you made a decision. All right. Some of you, it's like, it's okay. So imagine going back to that degree scenario. I worked with lots of older adults who were making decisions later in their life. Particularly a lot of people who stopped their goals, like finishing school or something like that. How many times did you have a conversation with at least one other person? I think I should go back and finish that up, or maybe I should just leave it alone. I don't know. I never have the time for it. And in some way, it came back to you as a make a decision on this, Scorpio. It's now or never. And you went, okay. I guess I'll just pull the extra time out of my ass. I don't know, but okay. But that tells me how important this was to you. Now you're standing next to that decision. You won't back down from it. All right. Where are we? Oh, okay, cool. Death. And the hopes and fears. Christina, I could have shut this down. And you still can. It's still a choice. It's just, you know. You don't want to. King of Cups. Nine of Cups. Four Swords. Man. Yeah. This is something you want to personally feel good about. I know. And I think you do. I think you had a lot of time to think about that and reflect on it and see how this experience or whatever it is has transformed you for the better. And you can also see where it might lead you to some scary places, particularly where it comes to your own sense of self-love and was this the best decision for me? I think you did fine. I do. I hope it was a good one, right? I hope it was a good call. But just please know, if you really need to close this out, if you really want to be done with it, that's still a choice for you. It's just you chose not to, and I think that you'll be better impacted for it. I do. And you hope the same. Okay? The fact that when you go back and work on this and tinker on a little bit and you feel satisfied in ways that are hard to explain tells me you're on the right path. And I think this is a good choice of how you love yourself and not the opposite. Okay? I think when you chose to keep this in your life and keep working with it, you gave yourself a good example of loving yourself still. And what does that mean to you? Okay, and still working towards something that represents self-interest and something that you've actually been thinking about for a long time with the Four Swords. So I ultimately, I think you made a good choice for yourself. I do. It's just the sacrifice it's requiring on the upfront and the stress that's associated with it might make you feel like you made a bad choice. And self-fulfillment and self-love. It's like I just gave myself a lot more stress. But when you interact with this, look how your stress goes down. You're accomplishing something. If you really wanted to let this go, because humor me, I know us. If you really wanted to, listen, if you really wanted to let this go, be done with it, not carry the weight of it anymore, you would have. When you even take the smallest steps towards this, it gives you some sense of fulfillment and relief that's hard to explain. So listen to that. I think you chose yourself. I do. Okay? I do. Okay. Temperance is there. And I don't know who that person of support is, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's weird. All you showed me is how the energy around your environment's changing now. As you move away from that cycle, move away from that decision, it's taking you more strength of will. So I don't quite know. I'd like to see a little bit more about your environmental energy, though, your direct 3D environment. But all I can tell you is that the spiritual energy in your environment's changing. Okay? And I see that here in your hopes and fears, too. You sense it. You pick up on it. But it's kind of like I'm getting back to something that's important to me. So The atmospheric pressure is changing a little bit, I suppose. Temperance, patience, truth. Yes. There's that truth of yours. Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, whatever this, there it is again. There's that Queen of Pentacles side of you. Finding more comfort with this. You know the truth was correct in the end. You will know that this was correct in the end. You know. Where is that? There it is. Okay, you're meant to grow into this. And it is growth. Page of Swords is not much. It's the truth. You're growing into your truth. Become more comfortable with it. There you go. Whatever this is brings out a nurturing quality in you. Okay? Self-fulfillment, wish fulfillment, but you're doing something that's correct for you. Many times over that was shown. You get comfortable with it. Very comfortable. It's going to require patience. But I see it becoming a source of stability for you. It just needs patience. It will pay out. I would love to push that further. I really would. But you don't see this sacrifice as hurting you so much in future. It's very nurturing in future. So whatever this is providing something to you in return. Makes you feel more in tune with your truth. You get to practice your skills. You're practicing your goals. You seem to be a lot more comfortable with it, even successful. Very grounded, stable, resourceful, profitable. Okay. I would love to see more, but according to this, time will tell. Okay. But if you can believe it, the hard part's done. But, yeah. In terms of turning around and not necessarily giving this your full attention, but more attention than none at all. I'd like to have seen more about that supporting energy too, as well as your 3D environment. So this is what I tell people is so frustrating sometimes, is that when I say things like Celtic cross, I'm not saying love reading. I can see work stuff. I can see a lot of mental activity. Yours had that. A lot of spiritual essence. Yours had that. A lot of sense of this is important, but it's not necessarily reflected heavily in my 3D yet because I'm working on it. Yes. Yes. So not only did you have something very, very specific here today, but you had a lot of open-ended emotional and spiritual experiences here. And the more you work with it, the more it grounds itself in reality. Okay. There's a proposal here, number 27. Somebody else got this. I want to say it's one of the water signs. I've already forgotten. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So it could be either I see that strong connection, but I also see the opportunity you're trying to afford yourself. I do believe that they are linked, yes. This is either your partner in every conceivable way, and they're here with you on planet Earth, and their exchange is one of the best exchanges I've ever seen. Or some sort of deeply felt spiritual connection that was there for you at the beginning of this idea. And they are absolutely linked, that connection and what it is that you are aspiring to do. They're linked. You can't separate the two. It's interesting. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Number 27. But yes, it's. I know it looks like marriage because the rings are intertwined, but this is romantic business opportunities indicated. Shot in the dark. Complete shot in the dark. This person was here at the beginning of the idea. I see that. There's no contest there. But as you make strides in one, does the other rise with it? In which case it would be true partnership if they're there from the very beginning as you continue to mete out this idea. I don't know how they showed on your timeline. I just know that when they did, your idea was born. Be they the partner next to you or a silent partner, I don't know. But I see them as being absolutely linked. Okay. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. And they support you. They want to see you succeed just as much as you do. Honestly. Okay. But I have to tell you this. It's you who carries the weight, not them. I see that many times for you. You carry the weight. This is your goal. It's you that has to reach for it. So I'm glad that they support you, whoever they are. And in many ways help shape the idea, shape the craft, or were the muse for some of this. But it's you who has to execute. So, knowing that, yes, indeed, you're taking the right level of responsibility towards this. And even the willingness to change their environment if it means executing this. For some of you, that might mean relocating. That's okay. If it's okay with you, then I'm okay with it. But I don't know. It just seems like the spiritual energy is shifting in your household. Okay. 24. Anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. See, it's not things that it's the fear of reaching for this that hurts, honey. And you could have closed this out, but you didn't. I don't think that's the attitude you want to take towards this, to be anxious about it. It's like I'm either embracing this or I'm not. And if I embrace this, I need to stop being worried about it and just do it. 11. Everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? So that's what I'm saying. Something is not you're currently. I get it right here. When you connect to it, it feeds you. It feeds you. When you do something, you make even the smallest accomplishments in it, it feeds you. And I see your nurturing side kick in twice. And you are better fed in future when you can tap into this more and more and more and more. It feeds you. And it's that goal, it's that star. Your hopes and fears are interesting. Would I have been better off transforming how I feel about this? And again, give me more reason to let it go. Give me more reason to let it go. It's like, no, I've checked in with myself and I'm afraid I'm still deeply attached to this. Shit. It would have been so much easier if I could just detach from this, right? But you're like, I couldn't. I tried. I checked in with myself many times on this subject. Because you're saying you can. If you need to be detached as well as appear detached, you can. But you're still the King of Cups. And over here, would I have been better off transforming over this feeling? Just changing it. Or is it still part of who I am? You're like, no, it's still part of who I am. Whatever that goal is. That means it's important, and we don't know the part. You don't know the part it's going to play just yet. Right now you're in the process of choosing it. 2, 6, 15. These numbers may or may not mean anything to you, okay? I just like to roll them sometimes for the in-depths. All right. 222 on my watch. Okay. We have a little spatula. That's somebody's profession, hobby, you love to cook, or you're cooking now. We have letters K, F, D, 2 Fs. 2 Fs. Okay. And then we have the Rose of Venus. For some of you, Scorpio might be your Venus placement. Let me know if that's true for you. But I do see what looks like the love of your life connected to this. Some of you grow roses. I'm not quite sure how the love is involved, but it feels very soft. A bloom, a special bloom, I don't know. Very, very loving. Unique. What am I trying to say? It's the love of my life. You either said that about them, or they about you. Perhaps both. It's the love of my life, and I like to see them bloom. They're so beautiful. Okay, the owl's in reverse. You see, you're smart. You've showed me that 3 times with the Ace of Swords. I know you are. is something here you didn't want to see. Or perhaps you assessed the situation. You're like, I can't not see this in my life. Something like that. At first, we weren't always so aware. We didn't want to be aware. We didn't want to make a decision. But in some way, universe played your hand and says, see, this is still important to you. You're not done. I don't know what it is. But it's like, see, every time you practice it, even a little bit, you feel good at it. What does that tell you, Scorpio? Okay. All right. Oh, it looks like you got it accidentally a second roll. I wasn't paying attention. 3, 5, 1. Okay. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Good luck to you and your goals. I hope it helped. Put in the comments. Like I said, take care. Be well.